Greetings, folks. Thanks so much for the response to my ride-along video from the 50th anniversary of RAGBRAI. I also appreciate all the questions you've asked, both in comments and personal emails. By far, the most repeated question has been about training and the physical demands of the event. It's a great question, and it reminds me of day 5. I passed a mother and daughter by the side of the road, and the mother looked super concerned. I turned around to see if I could help, but it turns out it wasn't a simple bike repair or a quick fix. She realized that they were terribly unprepared. They had only purchased bikes a few months earlier, and the longest ride to date had been 25 miles. They realized this, of course, on an 83-mile day in 95-degree heat. And she wasn't alone. I'd heard this from many other riders during the week, so why? Well, I believe the marketing of RAGBRAI emphasizes the fun of the event. Slip and slides, church pie, pork chops, concerts, cuddling pigs. And don't get me wrong, it is fun. It's a lot of fun. But in my humble opinion, I think what gets lost in the shuffle is the demanding physical requirement of RAGBRAI. I admitted in my other video,
I did not do any training for this.
I also admitted,
this is the most difficult physical activity I've ever done.
And if you follow this channel, and I hope you do, you know I'm not new to riding long distances or endurance events in general. But I'm also not too proud to admit that I really struggled. It was a definite challenge, and if you need any other proof, I feel it took me about 2 weeks to recover afterward. So I think there were 5 aspects to the physical demands. First, the weather. We only had one evening of rain, so this really wasn't a factor for 2023. Others told me about previous years when rain was an issue, and I've ridden in rain, and I know it takes a toll. If nothing else, rain can stress you out and add tension, which consumes energy. So you need to be prepared. If you use rain gear, be sure to pack it. Perhaps it's just a mental adjustment to embrace the weather and learn to relax.
I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining.
The big story for 2023 was the heat. In summary, it was brutal.
It's really brutal. I don't even want to look at the temperature right now because I know it's gonna freak me out. The heat is brutal.
By contrast, the summer was mild in my neck of the woods, so I just wasn't prepared for a heat index well over 100. Third, and I personally didn't really feel this, I heard it from others concerning the headwinds. Maybe I really wasn't paying attention. The breeze felt good on really hot days, but wind definitely adds to your effort level. The course goes west to east because more often than not, the winds also blow in that direction, but not always, and certainly not all day. Okay, the second topic relates to the funniest misconception I had on my way to Iowa. I thought, sure, it's 500 miles, but at least it's flat. The lowest point in Iowa is 480 feet. The highest point is 1,677, so what's the big deal? 1,200 feet is a piece of cake. Except you have rolling hills that created almost 16,000 feet in climbing. Now sure, you also descend about the same amount, but it's still a lot of up and down. I needed more preparation because my quads were burning. Big number 3, lack of sleep. Now, I really enjoy camping. Fresh air, star-filled nights can be magical. However, add snoring neighbors, intense evening heat, sleeping out in a crowded hayfield, I just didn't get enough rest. I was dead at the end. I felt like a zombie for several days. No offense to zombies. 4, and this one might strike you as odd, but hear me out. It's about showering. I left this whole aspect out of my longer video, prompting many viewers to ask, hey man, didn't you bathe on this ride? To set the record straight, the organizers of RAGBRAI, as well as certain charter services, provide showers for a fee. And yes, I used them. But on one night, the showers were about a mile from our campsite, and I just didn't have it in me to walk there in 95-degree heat. I resorted to baby wipes, and honestly, they didn't do much for the sense of just feeling grimy and exhausted. There's something almost miraculous about those showers, so much so that I think it contributed to me feeling physically rejuvenated and energized. Finally, the biggest issue was, and you probably can guess it, the mileage. Let's step over to the Bike Center for a moment. For those of you who don't know, RAGBRAI changes the course every year. So if you look at its history, the total distance has averaged about 460 miles with a standard deviation of plus or minus 33. That's an average range of 430 to 490. So you can do the math. For 2023, it was 500 miles, which is slightly above one signal. Over 7 days, that's a little over 71 miles a day, but in reality, the days ranged between 50 and 83 miles officially. And one side note, the official mileage does not include the ride to the start or from the finish to your campsite. Day 5 was supposed to be 83 miles, but my Garmin registered 94. And no, I didn't get lost, but the extra miles had many of us puzzled at the end of the day. So let me repeat something. It's 7 days of high mileage with no recovery days in between. So maybe you're okay with an 80-mile ride, but are you ready for another one the next day?
Are you? Yes. Are you?
Combine all of that high mileage with the heat, the lack of sleep, and the fact this is 7 days straight. You've got a considerable challenge. Now, what can you do to prepare? If I had it over to do again, here would be my top 4 tips. Do hill training. Period. If you can't train on hills, crank up the tension on your trainer. Walk or run on an inclined treadmill. Do a mess of squats, whatever. Don't disregard the ups and downs across this beautiful state. The hills are relentless. The official RAGBRAI website has an excellent training plan that builds up your mileage, as well as carefully stressing your body to get ready for a week-long event. You're going to need to be prepared for long rides with significant time in the saddle. If you want to know how or even if your body will handle long distance, it's a good idea to do long distance. I wouldn't come to RAGBRAI thinking you'll somehow just ramp up 30 to 40 miles magically overnight. Also, you're going to want to try long distance rides back to back. The RAGBRAI plan includes this. As I've pointed out, there are a lot of other factors you'll be facing, so don't make the mileage an added pressure. 3, stay hydrated. I'm personally terrible at this, and the biggest mistake I make is to wait until I'm thirsty to drink something. That's just too late. Your body needs time to process liquids, electrolytes, move glucose to your muscles, and the added issue is when the temps climb, there's a point at which your body can't keep up. So you need to drink early and often. Finally, get extra sleep during the week leading up to the event. You want an excuse to take a nap? You got it. Nap away. Don't come to RAGBRAI tired, thinking you'll somehow make up for it. Take a few days off from riding just prior to the event. Come with fresh legs. You'll thank yourself afterward. Look, RAGBRAI is a truly unique event, and I hope these thoughts and tips help to make it a more fun experience overall. If you haven't watched my longer ride-along video, here's the link, and I'll put it in the description below as well. Until next time, take care and safe riding.